So, how much time do you spend worrying about, thinking about, stressing about things that you have absolutely no control over? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video is how to focus on things that you can control. So that and more coming right up. We spend so much time worried about things that may happen or may not happen that it's crazy because we are focused on so many things that we really have no control over. If this is your first time joining me, I appreciate you joining me. My name's Tom Folks, and this is my channel, Moving Forward with Tom. And on this channel, we discuss not only what it's like to live with anxiety and depression, but also some things that we can do to help overcome that and ease the burden of anxiety and depression in our lives. If you're returning, that you've already subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for coming every week and sitting down and having a little chat with me, and I appreciate that greatly. But if this is your first time, hit the subscribe button, join us on this journey, and be part of this community. And also turn on the notifications bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new video. So let's get straight into it. And like I said earlier, the thing we're going to talk about today is how to focus on things that we can control. You know, you think about like relationships and even like jobs or job interviews. There's things that we can and things that we can't control in those. In a relationship, we can control our side of the relationship, but we really can't control the other person's side of it. We can control how we treat other people, but you can't control how other people treat you. And how many times have you been deflated by people that you put your heart out there for and that you really care about and that you love, only to be let down? And the reason you're let down so hard is because you're giving other people that control. Because guess what? You have no control over how people react to you. Some people are going to be, we've talked about it before, frenemies. They're going to be fake friends. And that's, you just got to start with a little paring knife and start carving those people out of your life. Because your true friends, you realize who they are. And that's one thing is in relationships that we really struggle with is because of the way that we're treated as opposed to the way that we're treating other people. And what I want you to focus on though is the part that you control in that situation, and that's how you're treating them. And that's sometimes hard to do because we're selfish people. We think, well, shit, if they're treating me crappy, I'm going to treat them crappy. Well, that's no way to be. Love people in spite of it. But what we're going to talk about today is how that our perception really can help define our actions and how to better focus on the reality of the situation rather than the emotional side of it. There's some things that we can control in life. We can control what we eat, what we drink, when we go to bed, whether we exercise or not, the effort we put in at work, how much time we spend with our friends, how much time we spend with our family, how we treat others. That's things that we can control. But when we start to focus on those things that we can control, you'll realize that your anxiety and depression really starts to fade because you're focused on things that you actually can control and you actually enjoy your life so much more. But what if you're faced with a situation to where you feel like it's out of control and you're completely focused on things that you really can't control? And that's a little exercise I want you to do. Anytime that you're faced with something that you know is just bogging down your mind, and I've had things on me at times that last, days and even weeks because of my worry, and then nothing I was worried about even happened. But because I was focused on something that I had zero control over. So what I want you to do is the next time you're faced with that situation to where you just feel overwhelmed in a situation and worrying about things that you feel like, man, something's going to happen bad or whatever it is, I want you to take out a piece of paper and I want you to draw a little T. And on one side I want you to put can, one side put can't. And be honest with yourself when you write this down. Put down things that you can control in that situation, and then the other column put things that you can't control. Then I want you to go back and I want you to circle, and this is where you really, really have to be honest with yourself. Circle the things that you're spending the most time on mentally. And go back and look and see how many of those things are in the can't column. How much of your focus is on the can't column. And there's probably going to be several in the can column that you spent 0 time on because you were too focused on the can't column. Well, if we focus on something that we have 0 control over, it's going to overwhelm us. It's going to make our anxiety go through the roof. It's going to make us feel depressed. It's going to make us feel upset. So erase those circles and circle the things over there that we can control, because that's when things will lighten up. If we do things on our own during a situation to where we are focusing on things that we control, then we're going to know that we did everything in our power to make the outcome what we would like it. And we may not be able to change the outcome, but you'll be amazed at how many times you can influence the outcome by focusing on things that you can't control. And what I mean by that is, when you treat people with kindness and love rather than focusing on what we perceive as their shortcomings, you'll realize that you'll receive that back tenfold. So focus on those things that you can control, which is yourself. We cannot control other people. As much as you think you want to, people are out of control, but you're out of control at times if you're sitting there focusing on things that you cannot control and have no control over. So just remember that, and just remember to put your effort in the can column. But I want everybody to do this one other little thing with me today. Down in the comment section, I want you to list something that you have focused on in the past or even right now that you cannot control, but you've spent so much time on mentally. I want you to list that down there to share it with one another so we can go back and look and say, man, everybody else is kind of in the same boat I am. I've spent a lot of time spending time, and I'll start off the list. I'll put something on there that I've worried about that I couldn't control. But do that for me, just to put down in the comments so we can share with one another of something that you have recently worried about and spent a lot of time worrying on that you have no control over. So once again, for those of you that are joining me for the first time, or if you've watched us a couple times and haven't hit the subscribe button yet, I would love you to subscribe to the channel and join us every week as we discuss different things that we can do to actually just better our lives mentally, and take the journey with us. And also turn on the notifications so that you'll be notified every time we upload a video. And if you got any value out of the video, hit the like button to let YouTube know that you enjoyed it so they can share it with someone else. So until next time, just do me one thing, and that's just to keep moving forward.